Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back for another Wealth Coffee Chat. I'm Daniel McPherson from Positive Tax Solutions. And today I've actually brewed up a practical and often underutilized strategy to talk about, and that's salary sacrificing. So I hope you've all got your coffee ready to go. Won't talk today about what's been going on in the world. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to discuss about that later on. But yeah, today we're looking at salary sacrificing, a good way to look at boosting your retirement into super, financing a vehicle, simplify your financial management. So salary sacrificing does have a lot to offer. So let's kick off with the basics. What is salary sacrificing? So it's essentially an agreement between you and your employer where you give up a portion of your pre-tax salary in exchange for benefits. So that's like superannuation or car lease or even work-related tools. So it's called pre-tax because the amount you salary sacrifice is deducted before your salary is taxed, which therefore reduces your taxable income. So happy days. So this reduced taxable income means you pay less tax, and depending on what your salary sacrifice, you could also benefit from lower tax rates. So if it's going into super, for example, it's taxed at 15% rather than your marginal tax rate. So that's a win-win. So if we have a look at a bit of an example, we could use Sarah earning $150,000 a year. She decides to salary sacrifice $10,000 into her superannuation account. So her taxable income drops by that $10,000 to $140,000. And that means her overall tax bill decreases by almost $4,000. So the $10,000 going into super does get taxed at the concessional rate of 15. So she's got a pretty significant tax saving there just by salary sacrificing that super amount. Now, what can you salary sacrifice for? So let's explore what you can salary sacrifice and the options depend basically on your employer, but most of the popular ones are here. So we've got super contributions. We've got novated car lease. We'll dive deeper into that in a moment, but essentially that's a way to finance a car with pre-tax dollars. We've got work-related tools. So whether that be, you might be able to do laptops, mobile phones, or other equipment that you need for your job. Childcare costs. Some employers will allow you to salary sacrifice for childcare expenses. And then for not-for-profit organisations or some government departments, you might even be able to salary sacrifice living expenses or loan repayments because they are fringe benefits tax exempt. So we'll talk a little bit about that later as well. So they're the main things that you can, and the best thing to do is to check with your employer to see what options are available. and definitely make the most of it, because otherwise you're leaving tax dollars on the table and it's going straight to the ATO. All right, so I want to put a bit of focus on novated leases, as there's a lot of misconceptions on these. So novated lease is a way to finance your car through pre-tax dollars. It's basically a three-way agreement between you, your employer, and a leasing company. So your employer deducts the lease payments directly from your pre-tax income, and they pay the leasing company direct. So this covers not just the car payments, but also any fuel, maintenance, insurance. So it's all bundled into a package. So I guess what makes the novated lease attractive, there's a few pros and cons. So on the pro side, we've got obviously the tax savings, because the lease payments, or part of the lease payment, is coming from your pre-tax income, thereby reducing your taxable salary. There's no GST on the purchase price. So the leasing company claims back the GST, so you benefit from an overall lower purchase cost of the vehicle. Sometimes there are bundle costs, so having the all of those expenses rolled up into one fee just makes it a bit simpler. They normally get fleet discounts to the leasing companies, so they can get a discounted purchase rate through their programs as well. And then at the end of the lease, you also can upgrade or almost like roll over into a new car at the end of your leasing period. And one other thing is that electric vehicles are fringe benefits tax exempt. So regardless of your opinion of them, it is cheaper for your employer to offer you an EV rather than a normal standard petrol. So they're the pros. What about the cons? So we've got residual value. So at the end of the term, you'll need to pay a residual value to own the car. So it's sometimes referred to as a balloon amount, and this can sometimes be sizable. So through the period you've had your lease payments, but then there might be a big balloon payment at the end. It is dependent on your employer. So if you do change jobs, you may need to renegotiate the lease, which can be a bit of a hassle. So if you're thinking about changing jobs, that might not be the right step to go. It does reduce also your take-home pay. So your lease payments lower your disposable income. So although it's going towards a vehicle for you, you do need to make sure that, I guess, that vehicle is affordable to start with. So you need to do your sums and make sure that it's within budget. Some agreements may have limits on kilometre or usage of the vehicle and returning it in a certain condition. And it's not really ideal for low usage. So if you don't drive often, the costs might outweigh the benefits, because it's packaged in all of like the maintenance and fuel and everything's rolled into one payment. Sometimes if you're not driving a lot, the cost might be more than if you were to just buy outright. So some important considerations. How much do you use your vehicle for work? So if you use it extensively for work, such as visiting clients, attending offsite meetings, you might actually be able to claim a significant tax deduction by using your personal car instead of a novated lease. So that's another important point to note. Once you're on a novated lease, you lose the ability to claim work-related car expenses on that vehicle because you're already claiming part of it pre-tax. So an example, if you were using the ATO's logbook method to claim work-related car expenses, you claim a percentage of your car expenses like fuel, maintenance, insurance, based on the work-related use of your logbook. So someone driving sort of 10,000 Ks annually for work, deductions could be pretty substantial, because you can also include depreciation in there as well if you've got a relatively new vehicle. And because those claims are coming off your taxable income, they can actually work out better than if you were looking at the comparative of pre-tax on your novated lease. So if you're using it heavily for work, it's worth comparing the potential deductions to the tax savings of a novated lease. Do crunch the numbers carefully. Get in touch with your advisor. They'll be able to help point you in the right direction. So I guess the couple of questions to ask yourself: how much do I drive for work, and can I claim personal vehicle deductions? Can I manage the impact on my take-home pay? So reducing that monthly amount, what does that look like? Does my employer offer a competitive lease package with those extra discounts? And are you comfortable with the residual balloon payment at the end of the lease? So a few things to weigh up there, just to make sure that you're making an informed decision on that. Now, I want to talk about a group of people who have some of the best salary sacrificing arrangements that you can get. And most of the time, that's either government or not-for-profit employees. So if you work for one of these organisations, you're in a pretty unique advantage to take full advantage of their enhanced salary packaging benefits. And honestly, it just boggles my mind sometimes why some of these people that work for these organisations just either aren't aware or not utilising the full benefits of these. Because basically, if you've got this, you should be taking maximum advantage of it. So if we take Queensland Health, for example, employees can salary package pretty wide range of items. We've got obviously the superannuation. They can do rent, mortgage payments, professional fees, motor vehicle expenses through the Novated lease. There's heaps of things that you can include there. I think electricity bills, basically up to a certain amount. And that's just going to reduce their income and save them a heap of tax. So definitely make the most of it. And that's mainly because those organisations are exempt from fringe benefits tax. So I guess then that kind of leads in then to the next part of, I guess it's easy to get excited about the benefits of salary sacrificing from an employee's perspective, but there's also another side to the story. And employers do face certain restrictions and extra responsibilities when offering salary sacrificing arrangements. So if you have a bit of a look at behind the scenes and what goes on there, we can sort of understand why not all employers offer the same options or perks. So I guess some of the key challenges and limitations that employers have to navigate are fringe benefits tax. So they may be liable to pay this tax on the benefits they provide. And sometimes it can almost increase the actual cost to them by almost double. So I guess it does add significant cost to some, particularly if they're not an exempt organisation for FBT. The documentation is significantly extra. This needs to be sort of put in place to make sure they comply with all the tax laws, make sure that they comply with minimum wage. So they still need to take into account that they're paying you minimum wage and they're meeting their legal minimum wage requirements. So definitely, I guess, relevant for those who are on the lower income end. There's also award and agreement constraints. Some of the most, I guess you call confusing laws in the country are the industrial awards or enterprise agreements. They can sort of limit sometimes the types of salary sacrifice arrangements that employees can offer. Additional reporting obligations. So there is extra steps that they have to take to report that information on how much is going out for salary sacrificing, which does increase their costs as well. So not only maybe they've got the fringe benefits tax, but there's also administrative costs as well. So these restrictions don't mean that employers won't offer salary sacrificing, but it does give you a bit of an idea of why sometimes they can vary significantly between organisations. So especially between large and small businesses, the smaller businesses has a lot bigger burden in cost to cover than what some of these larger and even government organisations do. All right, so I guess salary sacrificing is a bit of a partnership. So while the employees gain tax benefits, employees are also working hard behind the scenes to comply with all their obligations, but it can deliver a great outcome for everyone. And I mean, for the employee, the tax savings can be pretty significant, particularly if you're a government or not-for-profit employee. So as always, planning is key. Make sure you assess your option, weigh the pros and cons, consult your professional to tailor the strategy to your needs, and also be careful with your planning. It can be a real game changer, but you also want to make sure that it's being spent on those expenses that you would have spent anyway. Perfect. All right. And also a reminder that we've got the Property Summit coming up. So that's on the Gold Coast, 13th to the 15th of June. For anyone interested, wants to know more, there'll be some more information come out. So make sure you reserve your tickets. I think we've got a link at the top of the chat there. So jump in, grab a ticket, and we hope to see you there. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Tuesday.
All right, this is going to be fun. Who has played the property game before? Who has been in the game? who's never played the property game before? Oh, you're in for a treat. Who likes Monopoly? Did anyone like Monopoly when they were a kid? Well, this is Monopoly in real life in this room. Every hour or so, you guys are going to be up and you're going to be running around the room like maniacs trying to play the property game and win the property game.
Today, I wanted to share the lessons, the mistakes, and the wins.
I want everybody to put up their hands who knows their interest rates on all their loans right now.
If you haven't seen me around before, I'm 13 years in the industry, in property management specifically.
Who likes paying tax? If you need help finding somewhere to donate, I'm sure I can find somewhere else where it can go.
No, we've got an expression in that, let's go and make new mistakes in the world. Who wants to make new mistakes?
These are just strategic moves that can make such a big difference.
So obviously buy well, never sell. Definitely the majority of what everyone's looking to do is collect some A-grade assets, B-grade assets, whatever it might be.
I loved the idea of being a property investor and developing that identity.
Collectively, they have way more years experience in everything that you think you're trying to solve. Because they do it every single day.
General advice disclaimer. Information provided and made available advice. The information is of a general nature only and does not take into account your individual objectives, a financial situation or needs. It should not be used, relied upon or treated as a substitute for specific professional advice. We recommend that you obtain your own independent professional advice before making any decision in relation to your particular requirements or circumstances. Positive Tax Solutions and its representatives do not warrant the accuracy, completeness, or currency of the information provided on and made available through this podcast.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.